you came at the age of 11. You didn't know the language?
English?
Yes.
Well, we had intensive English lessons before we moved here, and my dad made me watch Bridget Jones and Hugh Grant movies, and made me watch all the documentaries about the royal family.
Right.
But once you
I can see it paid off at the moment.
Thank you. But once you move to London, you can never be prepared for the amount of accents in here.
Oh, yes.
Like, everyone has an accent and everyone speaks differently, completely. I remember I went to my first class in a British school, and instead of saying sheet, like, can I have a piece of sheet? I said a piece of shit. So people took the piss out of me for a while. You know, and everyone just says things differently. At first I was speaking a bit, you know, Cockney. You know, can I have some water?
Yeah.
You know, so I was trying a bottle of water. So like I was trying to find myself and trying to integrate into the culture, into the accent, into the language. But yeah, I mean, I did speak English, but I was too anxious. But yeah, it took a while, maybe 3 years for me to lose the accent. But yeah.
Did you actually work on it?
100%. I
You
watched.
did?
Yeah, I
3
watched.
years.
3
I've
years.
been living in the UK for like 4.5 years, and I still have that like terrible accent. Honestly,
The difference is she worked on it. I'm not sure if you did.
yeah, definitely. I
Well,
should start working on it.
I surrounded myself with English middle class kids. in
That might be the
school.
key.
Okay.
Yeah, and I watched lots of Coronation Street, so
Right.
a lot of Corrie, and watched a lot of basically like local British stuff. But yeah, I was very determined because I realized they don't take you seriously. Like teenagers in UK are very brutal. They don't take you seriously unless your English is perfect. Like they will bully you.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? No one can use that against me. So my English will get so much better than yours, even though that's the only language you speak. So you can't use it against me. But then with that, I also lost a piece of me, which is the Uzbek language.
How do you feel about that?
Complex, conflicted. There was a lot of shame initially because language does play a role in how well you know your culture.
Did you speak Uzbek before coming to London?
As a little kid, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But then I lost it because I had no one to practice it with. And you're too busy as a kid to try to integrate it into the culture, new community, you know, new language. They think differently. The mindset is completely different. So I was too busy trying to integrate and survive, essentially, into the new community.
But I see a lot of people who try to integrate and that try too hard that they completely forget their roots and where they came from. That did not happen with you. What do you think is the contributing factor for that?
My family.
Right.
My aunts used to make me watch Super Kalinchak.
All right. Yes.
Which, you know, now gives me post-traumatic stress disorder because it's everything I disagree with. But yeah, I guess my family, my aunts, maybe that, and also me trying my best, because it is a piece of you, whether you agree with it or not, it's in your blood. Your blood will always call your name. And there's a lot of wisdom in our culture that we don't realize until much, much later.
There is a tendency that I observed in the Uzbek community where the parents try really hard for their kids, the second generation, not to forget the language and the culture, but it's not always an easy thing to do. What do you think, as a third culture kid, as you said yourself, do you think that this kind of approach, strictly forcing the kids to only speak Uzbek at home or things like that, is a good way to make them maintain their cultural heritage? Or do you think there are better ways of doing that?
Maybe there is. Everyone's approach is different. I met a lot of my friends now, like they have kids, and, you know, they speak Russian at home. Outside, they speak English. So they're trying to integrate, you know, Uzbek as well. So maybe they watch cartoons in Uzbek only. I mean, it works different for everyone. But personally speaking, I found it so hard because the Uzbek language is not Duolingo.
Yes.
Uzbek language is not on any apps like Turkish. or like any other language out there you can easily learn. Even Google Translate doesn't offer like a perfect, crisp
Yeah, exactly.
translation. So it is harder for me as well to learn as an adult, let alone a kid. So maybe that's the correct approach. You force in something that is not yet developed. And there are teachers out there, like in Uzbekistan, like very, very good teachers. And they actually contacted me, like some of them. They've seen my content and like, let's collaborate on something.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
Maybe-
amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, there are teachers out there. It's just when you're an adult, you have to find time and space for that.
Yes.
It might be very good opportunity for you or for other teachers, like to integrate that Uzbek language lessons to the platforms like Duolingo and others.
Yeah.
There was a big initiative on localizing Han Academy, so maybe there should be another initiative.
Han
about
Academy.
that.
Agahan, did you say?
Han Academy.
Oh, okay.
Han Academy, the online platform. Kamila was quite actively involved along with others. Maybe similar initiative should be made for localization of Duolingo.